Now I am at, I just got my image into the Google folder, and now I want to open it up in Photoshop. Click here, and when I finish making this video, I'm going to make a link to this video to follow along with how to do it through the Launchpad, okay? And then the video will walk through all the rest of the steps, okay? So here I am. There's my stolen Capitol Dome image that I'm using. I got it off the internet. Maybe you'll have a photograph that you created in here. That'll be even better. Nice high contrast. It does not have to be black and white yet, but it needs to work well for high contrast. So I'm going to Aspen so I can get into Launchpad quickly. I'm going to go to the Windows app. You probably have to log in. You've done that before, so I'm not going over that again. I'm in here. You guys can see I already had mine open. If you don't see this, you'll probably get in and it'll just be your desktop here. I'm going to go to Google Chrome. You can get to Google Chrome however you need to do a search for it if you can't find it. But you want to get to Google Chrome from the Windows app. Go to your drive. You can tell you're in something via Launchpad because all the text is pixelated like this. Go to where you uploaded the image that you want to use. So I'm using an image that I stole off the internet that I cannot claim creative authorship to. Maybe you guys will have put in your own. Oh, I can see Kelly put her photograph in. That's nice. All right, so I'm going to go to mine. I'm going to get this, and I'm going to go find my image. Okay, and I'm going to download it. I could probably right-click it from there and download it, but I just opened it up, and I'm going to hit download. And you'll see it's downloaded onto the Windows app. I can tell because look at the weird font. And I'd like you to please open this up here. This is just to make sure nobody has any issues. Please open up this image. It'll open it up in Paint or whatever default app that you have. And I just want you to go File, Save As here. Save it onto the desktop of the Windows app, which is the same thing as this PC. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to, sorry, I did this earlier and I had to record it because the recording got lost. So type in what you want to call it. I'm just putting stolen because I stole the image, not the Capitol Dome. Okay, sorry, you won't get this replacing here. This is just the second time I did it. But please just save the image on there. If it's not a JPEG, you should go back and find another image because you're going to have problems if it's not a JPEG. Okay, so now I'm done with that. I don't need Google Drive anymore. I don't need the Paint. All right, and so you can see I have multiple ones on here, but here, just ignore these things. I did it earlier. Somewhere on your desktop, you should see your image. Now you want to open up Photoshop. There's two different types. It doesn't matter which one. You might have to do a search for the program, but basically open up Photoshop. I'm going to take the newer one. Be patient. And you want to open, okay? And go to the desktop and you should be able to find your image that you just downloaded. I called it Stolen Capitol Dome image. You probably won't have as many images as I do there. And it gets opened up. Make sure that your windows, the ones you need, are here. Layers, you really shouldn't need them too much, but just in case, you should always have those open. And you should always have options and tools, okay? Make sure you have those three open. There are my tools, there are the windows, there's the piece. Command plus, command on the keyboard. I'm holding it down and I hit plus, it makes the image bigger. Minus zooms out, okay? Doesn't make the image bigger, sorry. Zooms in and zoom out your view. I find those helpful, we'll use them again later. The instructions say, hey, if your image isn't already black and white, you can make it black and white right now. I don't need to, mine already is, but if you need to, you go to image. The instructions, when it says go to, it means go up here to these file menu options. So if it says go to image, it means this image. Go to adjustment and choose desaturate, and that'll change a color photograph into black and white, okay? And then it also says you should play around with image adjustment levels, okay? Just to show you, these levels look really good. This is a professional photograph, but you might be using your own photograph and you might want to tweak this. So you want to have the lightest light marker. See if I go like this, it basically takes all this visual information and it shoves it into the lightest light, right? If I went like this, it takes all of the dark there and it shoves it into what you want. So everybody's image is going to be different. In general, what you'll want is the lightest light and the darkest dark at the edge of the visual information, and then you want to play around with the readout. Okay, you can tweak it a little bit if you wanted, you know what I mean, for drama. So you should do the levels first. I don't think I need to do the levels. It looks good. There's so much black here because there's so much black in here. I'm going to crop most of it out so it'll be a little more balanced. After you do levels, you might want to look at brightness contrast. I don't really want to change the quality of the image, but I might just increase the brightness so that when I print this out, it's not a ton of black ink, right? But you might find that like you want to increase the contrast for your scratchboard source, okay? So I would do levels first and brightness contrast. I am not changing any of those right now. Or actually, I take that back. I am going to increase the brightness a little bit. Maybe a little more because it's such a dark image. Okay, the next step says choose the crop tool. Make sure this is not the crop tool, this is the crop tool. Okay, crop tool. And make sure in this one you want to have this setting. It's the width by height resolution, not any of these. We are going to set it to 5x7, but this is a ratio, it's not inches. Set it to 5x7, or you can set it 7 by 5 inches. Make sure it's inches, not pixels. Make sure this says 300, right? Width, H is height, and resolution is this box, 300, please. You can crop what you want, even if you don't want to crop anything out. Like say I want my scratchboard to be this whole thing, right? I can even go like this, right? And I say I want, there's like this little capital. This is going to be my big scratchboard. It's going to be all black there, and this little here. I could do that if I wanted, you know, but I don't. I want to, that'll be hard to like try to make this look good and have just this tiny little thing in the corner. Okay, so there's my piece. That's what I want to do. And I go boom and I apply it. Okay, and yours might get really big, it might get really small because we've changed the resolution and stuff. Don't panic, that command minus makes the view smaller, command plus, you can adjust it so you can see it nicely again. And then this is important, go File, Save As, save it onto your computer, make sure it's going on the desktop, stolen capital dome image, please change this, I want this as part of your assignment, change this to scratchboard photo, okay? And underscore, you can put your name, Miss Hickey, I already did it before, sorry, or your initials, Julie Hickey. Make sure it's a JPEG from this drop-down menu, hit save, make sure it's going to the desktop, scratchboard photo, your initials or your name. Set this to maximum, unless this is like over 3 megabytes, then you gotta drag it down, try to keep it above 8. Done. So I saved an image that's called scratchboard photo with your name, and now the instructions say you should still have this open. Now we're going to make a posterized version of it. And it says go to Image, Adjustment, go to Posterize. And this is showing you 4, it stands for values. 1 is the lightest, 2 is the light gray, 3 is the dark gray, and 4 is the black. Everything is broken into 4, just like our sphere and our cube. Okay? You can play around with this if you want to try 3, if you want to try 5. Really don't go any more than that. Mess around to see what looks good. If none of them look good, reach out to me. There's probably a problem with your source image. I might actually go for 3 right here because I think this just might be the most helpful for me when I'm doing my scratchboard, when I just want to lay out the basic shapes, okay? Or maybe 4. No, I'll do 4. I'm going to do 4. Okay, but I might, when I trace it, I might just note some of the differences between middle light and middle dark. Okay, so I'm going to pick 4. And now I don't want to touch the size. I want it to be exactly the same size. And I'm going to go File, Save As, onto the computer. And this time, right in the front here, okay, I want to put Posterized. Okay, so Posterized scratchboard photo. Got it? Onto the desktop. This PC and desktop is the same, but let's just be clear. You're saving it onto the desktop. JPEG, boom, hit OK, 12, OK, and now you're done with Photoshop. You can literally close Photoshop, you don't need it anymore. And here it is. Here's my scratchboard, right? Oh, that's my old one, sorry, because I did this twice. Here's the one, scratchboard, posterized JPEG, and there's the other one there. These are the ones I just did. Last step here, so I finished Photoshop, I got my 2 things, this is what I want to print, but you need to put them into your Google Drive. So go to Google Drive, and go into find your folder, your G-Block folder. Again, we can tell we're still in Launchpad because the text is weird. Share drive. Cool. Oh, scroll down. Come on. There you are, G-Block. Come on, G-Block. I'm gonna go to my folder, and I just need to get these babies up into my folder. Okay, so I'm gonna go File. Go to New. Go to New. Choose File Upload. This is the desktop of the Windows app. Scroll down, and I should have Scratchboard photo, J Hickey, yes, and wait. Sorry, I had to do this. You won't have as many options because you won't have done it like 3 or 4 times like I did, but here's this one. I'm going to upload it, and the other one. You could probably do them at the same time because they'll be right next to each other. Okay, sorry, I have multiples. You will not have multiples. But what you do end up, so I just uploaded posterized scratchboard photo underscore my initials and scratchboard photo underscore my initials. Same image, one's posterized, one's not. Okay? And now I am done with Windows app. I don't need it, and you'll be able to see that this is there. Okay, so here my images will be in there. Where are they? Great. I have both of these. One I'm going to graphite transfer onto my scratchboard, the other one I'm going to use for the scratchboard.